I'm sure if you've spent any time writing at all, you are bound to have had family, friends, or even other random people at social events wondering what it is you actually do in a day. I mean, we just sit here, right? Staring at our screens, hands hovered over our keyboard, or perhaps reaching for the cup of tea or coffee that's always nearby. I did think originally about doing a vlog about this so I could show you what I did in a day, but then I quietly cracked up laughing about it. 90% of my day is spent sitting at this desk, so it would be a very boring and short vlog. Yes, I do have a craft room and a craft garage, if you can call it that, but my arts and crafts aren't how I make a living as an author. I do that for fun and sometimes to give my muse a chance to play. But the bulk of what I do when it comes to my writing career and making money as a fiction author all happens at this desk. And can we stop and appreciate that for just a moment, please? Because, well, it's because of just sitting there staring at a screen, which is what other people think I do make a six-figure income per year. And yes, I know that all sounds very clickbaity and stuff, but that is my reality. It's a very low six-figure. But in my head, if I tip into that six-figure territory, even by 1 cent, then it counts. And I have been doing that for 12 years, just by showing up every day and sitting at this desk. I do need a new seat, and I have got one coming, but as I haven't actually seen it in the flesh, we'll worry about that when it arrives. But finding a decent seat, I'm just saying, is crucial. Anyway, back to what I did this week. This is where you'll probably expect me to tell you my word count for this week, and I can do that. I wrote, let me think. I wrote 5,000 words on a new book that I'm writing with JP Sale over 2 sessions. I did that Monday and Friday. I also wrote 15,000 words for Lamont's story, which is part of my Hellhound Collar series. I did that over 3 different sessions. I would have normally done 4 sessions on that one this week, but things happened. Writing isn't the only part of being a full-time author. For example, I got a German translation back from my regular translator on Sunday. And yay, that was really awesome because my readers have been waiting for that one. But then I had to make the new German cover for it, check the formatting, and then upload that through Amazon. And then when I get the link, I have to send that out to a few regular contacts that I have to help promote that book. Then, after a discussion with a wonderful woman who helped me negotiate with a second German translator that I've just taken on this year, I decided to put some of my earlier German translations onto KU. And that took me like half a day because I had to work out how to do it with my existing titles without having to resubmit them all. But I got that worked out, and if I do it again in the future, that should be a lot easier to do. I also had new books to get ready for the new translator and my regular one, and they're both working on different series. So all of that takes time. Thursday, for example, I was supposed to be writing for JP and then for me, but I got a book back from my editor. And although it was later than in the month than I normally do it, I decided in my infinite wisdom to put it up on pre-order. Now, because I finished the book in December, and that was an absolutely crazy month, I didn't have my usual things done for that new book yet. So I ended up working from about 11 o'clock that morning through to 11 o'clock that night. And that's no lie. It was a really long day, but I had to do all the edits, then the formatting, then the cover design and finding the teasers, creating teaser files, long and short, finding graphics for the cover and the promotion. Considering the editing alone takes a minimum of 6 hours, that was a long day. And I hadn't even written a blurb for that one yet. So that had to be done as well. And then it was so silly, and I kick myself for it now. But I found out when I was putting the book on draft to digital that my table of contents was wrong. Chapter 16 was missing. Now, the text for the chapter was in the book, but I hadn't included chapter 16 as a header, so the table of contents didn't include it. That meant I had to go back, change the files, and re-upload revised files for the ebook and the paperback on Amazon, as well as the EPUB, Mobi, and PDF files I had for my paid Patreon tiers. I tell you, I was getting really tired by that point. But I did pop into my Facebook group and let them know that there was a new book going through the Amazon system, and because they always get to see my cover and blurb first. And now, if you've got this far, well, firstly, thank you very much. That was very sweet of you. I realize this might not be a very riveting business video, but it is useful, I think, for people to hear. The one thing you might notice in all of the things I've mentioned is that there's absolutely, I've like barely said anything at all about marketing, and marketing is a crucial part of a full-time author's life. You can write the best book in existence, but that's no use to you at all if people don't know where to find it. For me, my Fridays are my marketing days. Over the week, I keep a notepad file on my desktop where I jot down ideas for content throughout the week. This could be things I've done, when I get new paperbacks in. I did. Anyway, crafts I've made, mixed up words that I've written, you know, those little bloopers you do in your text, and text teasers. And what I aim for is by Friday, I want to have a minimum of 5 to 6 posts, social media posts, and a minimum of 3 TikToks ready for the following week. And that's when I schedule my posts. Now, most of you who have been watching me for a little while know that I pay my daughter to work as my PA, and that works out brilliantly for both of us. So I send pictures and my post files to her first of all. We share a Dropbox file, and that makes things easier for that sort of thing. Holly will go and schedule the personal posts where she can, which I think is in my Facebook group and my Facebook page, but the Facebook profile stuff has to be done on the day. I also pay her to make the promotional graphics for my new books, and she schedules and posts them as well, mostly on Facebook and Instagram. I use a service called Buffer for my other platforms. It is a paid platform. But in this instance, I use it to schedule for Blue Sky, Threads, and TikTok. Now, apparently you can also schedule to Facebook on there, but I have already got a Facebook system up and running, so I don't need to do that. But what I do is so I can just go onto the one site, and it's got all the slots for the different days, and I just, copy and paste all my posts, my graphics, my text, video, whatever it is, onto those 3 different platforms for the next week. And then that's my social media done. Then I go to Patreon, and I have different content I post on there for different tiers as well. So free tier members, for example, see my update posts on a Tuesdays, any book release information, as well as the odd craft posts that I might do on a Wednesday. But some of the paid tier members not only get a copy of my new releases every month, but they also get chapters as I write them. So I schedule them as well. It is one of the good things about Patreon is that you can schedule well in advance for your posts on Patreon. So I upload a week's worth of content all at a time, all on a Friday. This past Friday, I also did the words I didn't get done on Thursday for JP. And by the time I think I was finished, it was about 9 o'clock at night. I had a shower, and then I sat back in this chair with my feet up, really, really pleased with what I'd got done. As I showed you, I had this one, and these 2 both arrived. This was my November release. This was my December release. So these arrived in the mail this week, and I do think they're really pretty. So they always make me happy when they arrive. And yeah, it was another week where I felt that I'd got a fair bit done. But to anybody peeking at me through my sliding doors, for example, all they would have seen is someone sitting here and apparently not doing a lot at all. So that was me, my friends. What about you? What have you get up to this week? Did you get some words done? Is your book close to finished? Or in celebration of the new year, have you started a new book filled with a drive determined to get the book finished this year? If that's the case, then this little YouTube channel just might be for you. I post long form contents on Mondays and Thursdays. And more importantly, I believe in anyone who wants to make their living the same way I do, being a full-time fiction author. It's absolutely amazing what can be achieved from those random thoughts you might have while you're doing the dishes. So if you did enjoy this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let me know your writing goals for this year in the comments below. And until then, keep writing, my friends, and have fun doing it. Bye.